Hello, hello, hello. Yeah. I'm just gonna make this up as I go along, which is pretty much how I make all my videos. Anyway, hello, hello, my kinky peoples. I will warn you now, by the way, I will probably be talking about very explicit things. So yeah, if you're not comfortable with that, I would probably stop watching around about now. But you know, if you're a dirty pervert like me, keep watching. Yeah, had one of my subs came and stayed with me a couple of days ago. And he stayed for a few days, and he was ace. I had a great time, and it was great actually. He didn't think he'd like collars. Like, he sort of maintained for quite a while that he didn't really like them, didn't see the point in them particularly. But I think he got curious because, like, I wear this all the time, and because of the way I feel about it, I think he got curious, and I have a spare one lying around, like my old one, but I just keep for play nowadays, like with other people, and he tried it on, and he liked it. In fact, he liked it so much he kept asking me to put it back on him. And he'd wear it for hours and hours and hours around the house. And then we got a piece of cord, and I tied it to, because it's got like it's got a D-ring on it, and then a carabiner attached to it. And I attached this cord to the carabiner and was leading him around the house, and he really liked that. It got him very hot in the pants. It was fantastic. And I got to try out. I have this really thick, bamboo rod, and I've been using that as a cane. And yes, he seems to rather like that, and it left some very nice welts on his bum. There was flogging, lots and lots of flogging, lots of anal play. In fact, I got to fuck him up the ass because I have a strap on now, which Sensei very kindly bought. Will you MSN people go away? Anyway, which Sensei very kindly bought me for my birthday, and I think he was. I was telling Sensei about it, and I think he was quite pleased I was getting good use out of it. So yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, so that was really good. We had a really great time, and yeah, it was. I'm not gonna disclose like loads of details, but it was really good, and I think very productive and fulfilling for both of us. So I was pleased about that. What else? Yes, right. This is something I want to talk about: switches, and why people think they're fake, and why I don't get it. I don't get it at all. I really don't. It's like, people like, oh yeah, I get a lot, well, not a lot, but occasionally I get messages from people saying, so what are you? And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm a switch. And they're like, yeah, but you can't be a switch, you're either sub or dom. Well, no, I'm a switch. I do both. I like doing both. It's fun. I get, fulfillment out of doing both equally. So why can't I do both? Yeah, but you don't do real BDSM if you're, switch. You can only be one or the other. And my feeling is, in a relationship, for me, I'd rather have a stable role. Like, either I'm a dom, for example, with me and myself. He's also a switch, but we don't switch together. He's my sub, I'm his dom, and that's it. However, I am also somebody else's sub. So when it comes to switching within a relationship, I find that quite difficult. Some people can do it, I can't. I would rather have set roles. But I'm still, I'm still switch. Most definitely. And it just annoys me when you get people saying, and I had another message once actually saying, well, how can you know the full responsibilities or something like that of being a dom and that kind of power exchange? Well, if anything, I probably know it a little bit better than most doms because I know it from both sides. I subbed for a long time, like purely just subbing, and so I know it quite well from that point of view. And I mean, obviously everybody's experiences as a sub are very different, but I think it's helped me become a better dom because I know the kind of challenges as a sub and what kind of support, I guess, that you need. I know, I try to dom the way I would like to be dommed. Obviously, I change it a little, depending on who I'm with. But, yeah, I just think this whole prejudice against switches it annoys me. It really does. I just think if someone's a switch, well, they're a switch. They like to do both. That's not a bad thing. Why should we have to choose one role or the other? I don't get it. For me, it just depends entirely on the dynamic I have with somebody and how well our roles fit together. And I think with my current with my sub who's a switch also, if he dom me, it just wouldn't be the same. I don't think we'd get the same fulfillment out of it. I couldn't have another dom anyway, but for example, I just think if we wouldn't get that the fulfillment we get out of it, and it just wouldn't work. But as it is, it works quite well. And so yeah, I just think people need to chill out a little bit when it comes to switches. I just think, they're not hurting you. They're not whatever. I always thought it was funny though with my previous dom, because when I told him, I've always been a bit switchy, but when I told him, would it be possible to have a sub of my own, because I was feeling a little bit rebellious, and then he just needed that outlet, and he was like, well, I don't think a relationship with a dom and two switches would work. And I just thought, well, why not? The point is, I'll always, I'd be submissive to you always. I'd never try and dom you. And I think that's what a lot of people worry about, is they get quite insecure about it, and they think that, because a switch has some dom tendencies, they're not going to be fully submissive. But I think that's wrong. I think that, I'd never dream of trying to top Sensei or, disobey him or anything like that, because that would be betraying him, and it would be, shitting all over the relationship we have, which is fantastic. And I don't want to do that. And when you want to submit to somebody, you submit to them fully. That's how it works, I guess. Just for me anyway, is that, I'd never want to, try and be uppity. I mean, yeah, sometimes, but out of fun, when we're both in that kind of playful mood, but never all the time. And it just annoys me when people think, oh yeah, you're a switch, you're clearly not a real sub, but you're not dom enough to be dom. I think that's bullshit, because when I'm, being a sub, I'm fully there, I'm fully being a sub. When I'm with my subs, I'm like fully dom, it's like, it just switches between them. Anyway, I think I'm about to run out of time, so, yeah, a little rant, a little small rant. So yeah, peace and love, and happy spanking. Oh yes.